So today is day 8 of documenting our hair restoration journey. So really interesting day. We did a procedure on somebody who had previously had an FUT. He had a second FUT procedure and he still has good donor density. So he came in for a third procedure, but now his scalp is a little bit too tight. So FUT works really great, but if you don't have the scalp laxity, then you can't take another strip, and that's really not the ideal procedure then. So he had done 2 FUTs. Now he wanted to do more. He had the donor density. He had a balding area in his crown. So we switched and we did an FUE procedure on this time. We did a robotic FUE procedure. So we do shave the back and sides of the scalp for the procedure. Now there is a linear scar from his previous FUT, and we want to avoid that scar when we're doing the harvesting. And we're harvesting in a really aesthetic way to avoid the scar and make it as least noticeable as possible. Everything went really well. We filled in the crown region. Approximately 1,600 grafts was harvested for this procedure. And when the hair grows back in the donor area, it'll take a little bit longer for the hair to grow in, for the scar not to be noticeable, because it has to grow to a length where you won't see that the previous FUT strip scar. But once everything grows in, it's a really great procedure for people who are not a candidate anymore for FUT. So that's what we did in the morning. We started with that procedure. We saw several consults in my office. Consult for someone who's interested in PRP, someone who wanted just medical treatments and went into the whole in and out of the medical treatments. Also, I saw someone who actually is not a very good candidate for a hair transplant procedure with diffuse thinning. So if we're gonna perform a hair transplant procedure, the patient really needs to have adequate donor density in the back and the sides. It has to be of adequate thickness, not thinning or miniaturized, adequate density. And if someone has decreased density or diffuse thinning of the hair, then they wouldn't really be a good candidate for a hair transplant, because we can't take that donor hair to transplant it. Additionally, I saw someone who was a very good candidate, who just had some thinning and receding at the frontal hairline, wanted to do an FUE procedure to add coverage and density to the hairline. I have to remind them that, they may be younger now, but as they get older, that hairline is permanent. So wherever you place and transplant that hairline, that's going to remain as they age. So it has to be age appropriate, natural, and continue to be natural as they continue to age. Also saw some great follow-ups, 6-month, 1-year follow-ups, great growth. Everything came in really nicely. Some 10-day follow-ups after a recent hair transplant procedure, and discussed, the healing process and the activity level, the hair growth timeline. So lots of really great conversations. Everything went really well today, and it was a wonderful day.